Je anilo premadano paramakacho.
फोटो वीडियो कर पाए
We will all meet tomorrow morning for class. Your time. So I can take a little rest. Will I be coming to Mongolart? I cannot say. I will definitely be there for the class. I'll try to be there for Mongolart. But
Dallas town.
almost Mongolart.
Yeah, right.
Dallas, the Mongolart.
It's finished, yeah, 6 o'clock.
6:30. I haven't slept yet.
Yeah.
All right, who's taking all of our?
He opens my direct eyes and fills my heart with trance of the world. He is my Lord, that the birth of him is set for enemies, lying like a sword. Very wonderful to return to Fiji after a year of separation. And
to see His Holiness Vedavyasa Priya Maharaj is a special surprise. And we beg him to please make it a habit to come often to Fiji. After all, Kaliya Nag would swim from the Jamuna. You can fly on the back of Garuda. You're not the follower of Kaliya Nag. You are the follower of Krishna. So you can ride on Garuda with Krishna, he can bring you here. For so many years I have spread the glories of Fiji. I always talk about Fiji everywhere. And devotees in Texas especially have always heard Fiji Lila. And so this time when I came, somehow they all decided they would come along. And we were very happy. I want to introduce who has come, so you all know them. 3 godbrothers have come. First of all, my dear godbrother Urjaswar Prabhu has come. He is a long-time disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He preached many years in Los Angeles, made many new devotees there. And then he went to the Caribbean, New York, and then the Caribbean, and established Krishna Consciousness there as well. And he is currently living in Dallas. And my godbrother, Patricia Pandit Prabhu, also, he joined our Radha Damodar party. And Srila Prabhupada gave him the name Patricia Pandit from the devotee of Lord Chaitanya, Patricia Pandit. Well, Lord Chaitanya said if I had 2 Patricia Pandits, it would be like having 2 wings, and I could fly. So Prabhupada liked very much his singing and dancing. You will get another book from me very soon, which is the diary I kept during Prabhupada's final year. It's called TKG's Diary. And because everybody will call it that anywhere. So I thought I'd make it easy for them. I mean, disciples might not say that, but generally people will refer to it as, did you read TKG's Diary? So I thought I might as well just give it the name that everybody's going to give it anyway. Prabhupada's final days. And Krishna Pandit Prabhu was singing to Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan. And Prabhupada very much liked his sweet singing. He also helped to establish, he was the vice president of the New York Temple, and he also went to the Caribbean and helped to establish Krishna Consciousness there. Now he's in Dallas, his wife, and 2 nice children there. And Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu also joined our Radha Damodar party. Of course, he has been to Fiji once before. How many years ago? In 1991. He looks after our Kalachandji's restaurant with his wife, Nilamanova. They have 2 very nice children. Just got a baby boy, Giriraj Govardhan Das. That's what he named him. His wife, went to Govardhan and made a prayer that if I get a son, I will name the boy after you. And she got a son. And next to him is Prema Bhakti Das. He's a lawyer. He lives in Michigan with his wife and 3 children. And then Arjun Krishna Das is over here. He has his wife and 2 children in Dallas. Actually, Arjun Krishna's service to me personally is that every morning he comes at 4:15 and assists me there without fail. He always never misses. Been doing that for many years. The Thiranath always does service every evening for so many years. His devotees, very steady devotees. And next to him is Dharma Das. He's also a lawyer in Dallas. He lives across the street from our temple, very enthusiastic. And then from Houston to, I think I finished the Dallas devotees, right? Houston devotees. Our temple president of Houston, Shyam Sundar Das, is here. And he'll be giving a seminar along with his, I think they're cousin brothers, right? Brother-in-laws, yes. Brother-in-law. Chaitanya Das, where is he? He's our head. Where is it? He's, the Chaitanya Das is the head pujari of the Houston Temple. They have brother-in-laws. They'll be giving a seminar for 5 days on Vaishnava etiquette in Suga. And then Guru Priya is a local girl. Where is she? Returning with her 2 little children. Where are they? Out playing. Anyway, they're quite nice little children. Bora is her son, and Vamsi Bhatt, her daughter. And then from Australia, devotees have come. Radhacharan and his wife Sudevi have come. And Rupa Raghunath, the excellent brahmachari book distributor, very super excellent devotee, unsung hero, one of the unsung heroes of the Australian Yatra, very wonderful disciple. He was dancing Rupa Raghunath, very enthusiastically. And Guru Prasad, very nice devotee from Melbourne, also came. Guru Prasad Dasi. And Vaishnava Seva Das returns for the 2nd year. Here's Chaitanya Das. Now here's a young man, what is your name?
Dr. Shane.
Dr. Shane, where are you from? New Zealand.
I've come with Rupa.
You came with Rupa Raghunath. Which place in New Zealand?
I've been in Sydney too.
Oh, you're in Sydney. Okay. Good. Welcome. So, did I leave anyone else? Now if I introduce everyone from Fiji, we will be here the whole morning. This is only half or a third of the Fiji Yatra. So we will spare you all, especially we'll spare ourselves. We have not slept for 48 hours. But I wanted to, as you know, this time I will be staying at different homes. And tonight I'm staying with Vishnu Pada. Where is he? He and his wife and his son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren will entertain me. I think his granddaughters will entertain me nicely, huh? Yep. They'll play very nicely with me. So, I think that what I will do every day, I will try to have an open time to see everyone. From, say, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock every morning. Anyone who wants can come. No appointment. So that sounds very liberal on my part, but it's easier to do that than to sit one by one and meet everybody. So let everybody come every day, 10 to 12 if you like, and again from 3 to 5. Then 5 o'clock, Krishna Pada will take me to his house. So every day 5 o'clock, we move to the next house. Is that all right? 4 hours, we can all be together. And you can come, we can do bhajans, chant, kirtan, we can hear and chant together. So we'll get plenty of association. Is that a good program? Everybody satisfied with that? So you don't need to be getting invitation. This is the invitation. Only thing is I have to show up. I'm not sleeping. But anyway, you'll all be together, and then I'll eventually make it. So, that will be the program every day, same program. 5 o'clock, we move to the next place. This way, Tamal Goswami lives under a different tree, different roof, every night. The Goswamis live under a different tree, so I'll live under a different roof every night. Meet all the local dogs of each neighborhood. Fiji is famous for. Prabhupada said that, right, Jacob? With too many dogs. Fiji has so many dogs. You had that experience last night. Yeah, that's dogs and chickens. Fiji leads the world in chicken eating, per capita chicken eating. And probably dog only. Alright, so I'll speak a short time. I haven't prepared the verse, but... Oh. Anyway, I'll shortcut. And I have a new book to give out to everybody. We didn't bring any of those books. Do we got any one here? Yeah, but where is one of them? You can show the book. Bring up the one book. I have a new book which you'll like. It's called the Hare Krishna at Southern Methodist University. It's an easy book to read. I was on the plane, and the fellow sitting next to me, we started talking, and by the end he had read 100 pages by the end of the flight. He just couldn't put it down. So this book is very nice. So we have brought plenty of copies for everybody. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki, Diviki Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Vrindaga Hosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Srila Dvaita Gadadhar Srivachari Go Bhaktivedanta ki, Sisi Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki, Vrindavan ki, Bhaktivedanta ki, Vayapunagata ki, Munamai ki, Ganga Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Sankirtan Yajna ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanandi. Sure. Yeah. The back is an interesting picture. It's like the universal Rasa Lila. See on the back side? I got this idea one day that Krishna would be holding everybody's hand from around the world. Not really Rasa Lila. Yeah, Eskimos. Pigeons also. Right? Pigeons are there. Everybody's there. He's a cowboy there also. Yeah, 2 pound feet. Okay, here we are. This was done already. 34. Well, million verses. Sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 34. I'll read it because the text is not written. Ishasya keshan viduram bhuvahan vasastu sandhyam kuruvarya punnaha avyaktam ahurdhayam manascha sachandramaha sarvavikara. Repeat. Ishasya, of the Supreme Controller. Keshan, hairs on the head. Vituhu, you may know it from me. Ambhuvahan, the clouds which carry water. Vasahatu, the dress. Sandhyam, termination of day and night. Kuruvarya, or best of the Kurus. Bhumnaha, of the Almighty. Avyaktam, the prime cause of material creation. Ahu, it is said. Hridayam, intelligence. Manahacha, and the mind. Saha, he. Chandramaha, the moon. Sarvavikara koshaha, the reservoir of all changes. Translation by Prabhupada. O best among the Kurus, the clouds which carry water are the hairs on his head. The termination of days or nights are his dress. And the supreme cause of material creation is his intelligence. His mind is the moon, the reservoir of all changes. There's no purport, but I'm going to give a short talk anyway, so I'll just stick with this verse. This chapter is entitled The First Step in God Realization. Well, nobody likes to think we're just taking our first step. After all, we've been stepping for so many years. So what need do we have for first steps? Janak the Pandit says, don't take a second step until the first step is very solid. Don't take your foot off the first step until your next step is very solid. to go through. We should be very solidly situated in spiritual life. The Varnashram system is meant for that. Grihastha, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas situates us in the social circumstance, economic or maintenance circumstance, which helps us. Srila Bhaktivedanta has said that unless one is liberated, Varnashram Dharma is necessary. Of course, amongst the Indian populations of the world, there is some Varnashram Dharma, which is why people of Indian descent are able to maintain their pious nature very easily. Because there's no sense of Varnashram Dharma amongst outside of India or Indian people, we see that there's so much impiety, so much irreligion. Of course, unfortunately, even within India today, the sense of Dharma is being lost. The word Dharma is usually translated as religion or duty, but Prabhupada gives its root derivation, that which sustains. That's a better translation, that which sustains. In other words, the essence of something is its dharma. Like the essence of sugar is its sweetness, the essence of water is liquidity, the essence of fire is that it burns and it gives off light. Therefore, what is the essence of the soul? What is the Sanatana Dharma? Hinduism is improperly called Hinduism. What it is meant to be called is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana, eternally, that which sustains the soul eternally is religion. That means that Srimad Bhagavatam was described that it rejects all kinds of transient dharmas, or dharmas which are kaitava dharma, the dharmas which do not actually bring or yield the right fruit. Just like when you plant seeds in the ground, depending upon the seed which you plant, you get that kind of result, fruit. So we have to be able to distinguish real fruit or real valuable things from weeds. This is other types of dharma. It's said sometimes that the business of the acharya, the teacher, is 90% of the time to discuss what is not dharma. And only 10% of the time he discusses what is dharma. Why? Because there's so many things which go under the name of dharma that are not dharma, and which appear to be dharma. It's very hard to make it out. Like, why does Srila Prabhupada say that one day Krishna Consciousness will be the only religion remaining in the world? I mean, there's so many religions in the world. Why should Prabhupada make such a statement? Because although they have the name of religion, they may not have the essence of what real religion is. What is the essence of religion? To love God. Now, there may be many things which bring us closer to God. In the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very liberally says, you can do many things which are helpful. And eventually, you will come to the point of bhakti. It says even that you can, just cultivate knowledge. In other words, just come out of the mode of ignorance, and that'll be helpful towards your ultimate spiritual interest. But it's not yet Sanatana Dharma. That's not Bhakti. So when Prabhupada said Krishna Consciousness will be the only religion remaining in the world, it means that it will be teaching Bhakti. It will be the only religion where you can get Bhakti. Now, Bhakti, we all sit here and say, oh, well, I'm a Bhakta, I'm a Bhakti. But Srila Prabhupada once said that to be a devotee, to be a Vaishnava, is something that we aspire for. I was sitting in Bombay with Prabhupada in his nice quarters there. And Prabhupada said to be called a Vaishnava is a very big thing. It's not a small thing. He said Vaishnava means who has turned his back entirely on sense gratification. Now we eliminate 4 major forms of sense gratification right away. Gambling, intoxication, meat eating, and illicit sex. But that's just gross sense gratification. Subtle sense gratification is much more difficult to eliminate. And the reason why we are not tasting Krishna consciousness fully is because we have not eliminated subtle sense gratification. Sometimes people say we need a higher taste, we need to hear more appealing things to hear from, and automatically the lower taste will disappear. And there's some truth to that. But we also know that it's not enough simply to water a good plant, a tree, a good vine. You have to also weed. If you don't do the two simultaneously, you can't grow a good garden. Everyone knows that a good garden, you have to take care of the good plants, but you also have to get rid of the bad plants. And getting rid of the bad plants sometimes is a difficult business because they have deep roots, very deep roots. It's painful. And if we're not careful, they can overgrow and overrun the garden. Which is all to say, we shouldn't scoff. We shouldn't laugh when we read the first step in God realization. What are we doing reading this second canto? Let's at least go to the third canto. What's in the third canto? Vidur and Maitreya. Remember? They're talking so many things. We get a preview of the 10th canto and the 3rd canto. This book is written very systematically. It's a preview, just like sometimes if you go to a movie theater, they show previews, right, of the next coming films. No, you can go to the movie theater, Arjun is going. So, they show previews. So the 3rd canto, we get a preview of what's going to happen in the 10th canto. But you don't get much. You don't get much. Just a little bit, generally. And you got to go through 9 cantos. How systematically does one have to study the Srimad Bhagavatam? Well, first step in God realization is important. Look what it says. Now we can see here, these are ways to realize Krishna. What's the symptom of a Krishna conscious person? One symptom is that at every moment he sees Krishna. The Chaitanya Chaitamrita, there's a nice statement which says, when he sees something, he sees that thing, but he doesn't exactly see the thing. He sees the thing in relationship to Krishna. That's the symptom of a more advanced devotee. What's the symptom of a less advanced devotee? Where does he have to go to see Krishna? To the temple. He can only see Krishna in the temple. Now we might have thought this is less advanced. Let's hear about But no, that's not the statement of Shastra. The Kanista Adhikari is very attached only to the deity, but not very attached to being able to see Krishna in everything. The more advanced Madhyama Adhikari can see Krishna in everything. So this first step in God realization is not a joke if it's done properly. Now I understand that this is leading more towards impersonals. This is especially for impersonals. But I'm telling you that there's more to it than that also. There are many levels on which to read Bhagavatam. And I can show you that although normally we say that this chapter is especially addressed to impersonalists, to get them more into the mood of seeing the personal or of having a personal understanding. But I think this helps everyone. Otherwise, you're going to be looking up at the sky and seeing clouds. But what are you supposed to do when you see a cloud in the sky? You should think, the clouds that carry the water are the hairs on the head of the Lord. That's pretty good. There's other things you can think of also when you see a blue cloud, a monsoon cloud. What can you think? Krishna. And if there's lightning in the monsoon cloud, what can you think? Radharani. What's some other analogies? Clouds are used for many different topics. Who's compared to a cloud? A spiritual master. And who's Krishna's spiritual master? Sandipani Muni is also called a cloud. Spiritual master is like a merciful rain cloud, pouring water on the blazing fire, forest fire of material existence. The clouds, which carry water on the hairs on the head. Can anyone imagine why this is so? Why are clouds compared to be like hairs on the head? Anybody? Because you cannot count the magnanimity of the spiritual master. Therefore, it's the hairs on the head. Or that's the cloud. But why is it the hairs on the head? You can't, okay. Shamsundar says, just as you cannot count the hairs on your head, similarly you cannot calculate the mercy of the spiritual master, which is like a rain cloud. Hey, you should write a commentary. That was a very clever answer. That's a good answer. Anyone else want to try their hand at commentary? Okay, next one. That was pretty good, wasn't it? Okay, we'll stay with this. All the other commentators felt that you covered the subject fully. They have thus silence. The termination of the days or nights are his dress. Well, that's the easy one. The termination of the day, the changing of the days and nights are his dress, because we change the clothing regularly. Similarly, the days and nights are changing. The Lord changes his dress regularly. This is a special feature, isn't it, of our deity worship? One of the wonderful things about ISKCON temples is how much attention is given to dressing the deities. What is the main function of having the deity installed? Anyone? So we can render service to them. What else? Huh? So we can be regulated. Cleanliness. What else? Purify our senses. Fix the form of the Lord within the mind. What else? So the Lord can see us. Because actually we really don't. It's quite hard to see the Lord, isn't it? I mean, who do you think sees who better? You think you see the deity better, or the deity sees you better? I mean, we're all seeing the deity. You ever stop to think the deity is seeing us? What does darshan mean? This word darshan comes from drish. It means to see, right? And who's seeing who? Actually, the main thing is that the deity should see us. That's the idea. We're bowing down so the deity will see us and bless us. Because what does it require to see the deity? Prema. Right? Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. You gotta have prema bhakti. You gotta smear your eyes with the salve of love before you can see Krishna. Really see Krishna. I mean, we do see the deity, but I remember one time I came into the room with Prabhupada. I mentioned that in the book Servant of Servant. And Prabhupada looked at the deity and said, "Oh, Radha and Krishna are dancing tonight." Well, I also looked, but they looked pretty still to me. I didn't see them dancing. And we know that there are stories, right, of the deity walking, deity moving, deity talking. That's Shakshi Gopal. The deity talked, the deity walked. Now Panchatattva, you've been talking to the deity since the time we installed this deity. Has the deity talked back yet? Because we have not yet get prema. Therefore, the main thing is the deity should see us. You've got to come in front of the deity every day and present yourself. Here I am. Prabhupada even said once a week you can give report of the temple functions, treasury and everything. So many subjects cooked this week, so many, whatever it is. Some places they do that, right? How many books were distributed? They give a report to the deity. Then the supreme cause, the supreme cause of material creation is his intelligence. God's intelligence is the supreme cause of material creation. Why is it his intelligence? Vishwanath. Why would you say this is a manifestation of God's intelligence? Well, let's let your father bail you out. Jairam. Huh?
It's a lot of intelligence.
Takes a lot of intelligence to create the material world, you say. True, but that may not be it. We would need a better commentary than that. I'm sure if there was an ex-acharya, he would have written something more. That sounds like a secret commentary that you're not letting out. You're giving some work for the future commentary. Leaving something undone. Okay, any future acharya here? Anyone? Why is the supreme cause of material creation is his intelligence? What is the meaning behind that? Any ladies want to speculate? Yes?
Because of the desire Krishna has on the creation.
Radhacharan Acharya says that Krishna has a desire to bring people back, and when he does creation, he has that plan. Oh yeah. And why? And and even go further. I agree with you, and that's what I think. And go further than why are those varieties there?
Those complexities create illusion as well as reflect reality.
Yeah, they match everything within our desires. They create illusion as well as reflect the original spiritual world. I mean, this is just an incredible manifestation of God's intelligence, fulfilling every desire of every living being. I mean, imagine the intelligence. It's just like, each one of us tries to make our life to fulfill our desires, right? What else are we doing all day long? I mean, even if we say, well, Gurudev, I'm doing it for you, but you're also doing it for yourself. I mean, we're all trying to fulfill our desires to make ourselves happy somehow. But can you imagine the intelligence it takes on Krishna's part to fulfill every living entity's desires by material manifestation? It's incredible intelligence. So intelligent. His mind is the moon. Wow. It says, Maharaj says the mind is the moon because it reflects the sun, which means
So intelligence comes to the mind. All the senses.
Very good. As the moon reflects the sun, similarly the mind reflects the thoughts coming from the intelligence. Prabhupada said the mind accepts and rejects those things which the intelligence gives it. What is another quality of moon? Two things, nourishing and soothing. Moon gives nourishment to vegetables through its rays and soothing the moonlight. So the mind also, right, it nourishes the senses, you can say. It gives life to the senses. It's the center of the senses. And the peaceful mind, the Krishna conscious mind, is in a soothing mood like the moon. Anyway, there are many, you can give many. The reservoir, I forgot to read the last part of it, which gave a different thing than anything we've said so far. His mind is the moon, the reservoir of all changes. The moon is constantly going through phases, and the mind is constantly changing, right? So in this sense also, primarily, let's say, since this is the text. So all of these things are helpful to us to understand Krishna. Prabhupada said we should be like philosophers. We should always have a very philosophical pattern of thought and try to understand our situation within this world. We can't ignore this world. Prabhupada didn't ignore this world. When Prabhupada would walk, he would talk about everything he saw. Prabhupada's mood was not simply to drop out of this world and forget everything, but he wanted to see everything in relationship to Krishna. He was expert in engaging us in doing the same. So, although this chapter may be especially good for those who are impersonalists, who tend to just look at clouds and moon and things of this sort, we have to see those things also. So we should also learn to see everything in relationship to Krishna. Plus, I have done my Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. So, anything else? We can go now?
Then the Krishna Master becomes very satisfied, and the nectar of Krishna Master flows from the cloud. So they invoke you to speak very nicely.
But I have already spoken. We got a backward system here. They're is what Prabhu says. He talked with Ridanand Maharaj, who said that when the Guru gets his feet washed very nicely, he speaks nicely. I already knew. I must not have spoken very nicely. So we should wash the feet, and maybe next time I'll speak better.